seems like I'm not alone. To be honest, the type of tired I feel is not that of running a marathon. It's the type that goes on up here. Ever since I was little, I've been a person who talks and thinks way too much. I talk to others, I talk to myself. I argue with others, I argue with myself. I ask others, I ask myself. I confuse others, but most of all, I confuse myself. Maybe that's why I'm tired. In January, Sam Altman, the CEO and co-founder of OpenAI, he wrote a blog post. And he said that he believes that the first artificial general intelligence agents, AGI, will be joining the workforce at the end of 2025. Well, AGI at this point is still a theoretical concept and hasn't been fully developed yet. But it represents technology that is the same human capabilities, or even beyond that of humans. So this makes us question, what is our life going to be like in this post-AGI world? What is our life going to be like as human beings? To be honest, I've thought about this. As I told you, I'm a person who thinks way too much. Sometimes I'm pessimistic and think that this rapid development is going to cause the annihilation of the whole universe. But sometimes I'm optimistic. I think this is going to bring a great quality of life. And especially after I heard Elon Musk's interview, he predicts that in the post-AGI world, AI will surpass humans at everything, and that there will be more robots than the human population. Elon Musk said it's a good thing, because people look forward to a life that's kind of retired, without any responsibilities and just leisure activities. But then I thought, is he right? Is it true that people like life without responsibilities and just a retirement and leisure activities? I did some research and it turns out Elon Musk, he isn't wrong. According to New York Post, micro-retirement is a trend growing in popularity among Gen Z and millennials. It means that workers, they don't wait till the typical retirement age to take some time off. And this isn't just in the US. In China, there's a similar trend called nursing homes for the youth, where these burnout individuals can retire extremely early, typically in their 30s. And that's the only two requirements they have to meet, to live in a cheap and quiet workplace. And it's not just Gen Z and millennials that are doing this. Gen Alpha's following in their footsteps. The YWCA in Hong Kong did a survey of 990 secondary students across September and November last year. And this is what they found. They found that 48% would support their friends in lying flat. 27% said that they have already lied flat by not doing homework, not caring about grades, not socializing with their peers. And another 40 to 50% described this as an attitude of lacking goals and lacking interest and having no vision of the future. Well, let me ask all of you, how many of you have thought about a retiring lifestyle or just lying flat? Show of hands. Okay. So, for those of you who raise your hand, you're not alone. I've thought about this too, and not just once. Because last summer my dad retired, and he seemed so fear of responsibility down. Well, one may say he still has to deal with me, an annoying teenager, but that's mostly my mom's job. To be honest, now he's able to do all the things he loves. He's able to play tennis, watch TV, read, garden, do basically everything that he likes. It seems that it's such an enjoyable, admirable life. Am I right? So, one day in November, across dinner, I asked my parents, can I lie flat in this post-AGI world? Can I do this? Will you be disappointed in me? Because it seems either the world is going to be annihilated by AI, or AI is going to bring so high a quality of life that we don't really need to do anything anymore. And it's just going to cause mass unemployment. And my parents, they didn't lecture me, they didn't scold me, they didn't get angry, they didn't give me a direct answer. Instead, they burst out laughing. And they told me that as long as I don't rely on them when I grow older, I can basically do whatever I want. So, but they told me also that it's okay. It's okay that I want to be lazy, because humans are inherently lazy. And they told me that it's actually this laziness that is special to us humans that drives innovation. I was like, this is such a good thing. This is a good excuse for me to be lazy. But then I didn't 100% believe them. How does being lazy drive innovation? They're complete opposites, right? So I did some research, and it turns out it's true. Well, a Harvard professor, he did a study about our ancient ancestors, and he found out that in fact, our ancient ancestors spent so much time and their energy hunting and gathering that every time they could seek rest, they did so. They tried to save their energy. And the professor who created the first electronic calculator in the 1930s, when people asked him, why did you create this calculator? Guess what he said? He said it was because he was too lazy to calculate. So maybe being lazy does lead to innovation. And then there's a quote from Luc de Clapeyron, a French writer and moralist from the 18th century. He said that lazy people are always looking for something to do. And there's another quote attributed to Bill Gates, though it may not be originally from him. It's about how, in fact, he will find a lazy person to do a difficult job, because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. These all seem right. We all want to be lazy. But then I thought, if I lie flat in this post-AGI world, I let robots, AI do everything for me, and I just, not do anything, what if one day I want to drive a car instead of taking this driverless car that I have? What if one day I want to cook a meal for my family and I don't want the robots to do everything for me? What if one day I start to question AI? I still need these critical thinking skills. I still need to get a driver's license. So it seems we can't truly lie flat. But it's true that humans are lazy. For example, if your teacher told you that you can use AI to do your research, you can type on your computer, I don't think any of you would go do that research by yourselves and take a piece of paper and write that down. And if your math teacher told you you can use a calculator on this test, you're not going to still do long division and waste your time on this piece of paper. If I'd come up here with all these note cards and read from them, I wouldn't be looking at you guys. I'd be reading from my note cards. So it seems it's true that us humans all want to be lazy. But then I realized it's not really going to be true. We can't lie flat unless we're dead or our mind stops working. Just like Mark Twain said, a human being has a natural desire to have more of a good thing than he needs. Us humans aren't ever going to be satisfied. We always want more, whether it's money, material possessions, freedom, power, knowledge, whatever. Humans are inherently lazy. And my elementary school teacher, one of my elementary school teachers, asked our class once, how many of you are lazy? I'll ask that to you. Show of hands, how many of you think you're lazy? Well, that's almost everyone. But for all of you who raised your hands, my teacher told me, I was one of the people who raised my hand. He told me, you took the time to listen to me, process my question, then spend the energy to raise your hand, and then listen to what I'm talking about right now. You're not actually lazy. You spent all of that process, all of that energy to raise your hand. So it seems that it's true. Us humans are never going to just give up and lie flat unless we're dead. So in conclusion, I want to tell you that it's okay if you feel tired. It's okay if you want to lie flat one day. It's okay if you're tired listening to my speech right now. But it's okay. Don't feel embarrassed, don't feel sad, because everyone has to go through that. If you raise your hand for all three of those questions, even just one of those questions, it's all right. Because that's our human nature. Our body will tell us when it is time that we should go take a break. Our body will tell us when it is time that we should go start back going. Looks like my mind is telling me to take a break. Thank you.